3.886. It's midnight. New York, 1899. The laboratory is dark. The smell of ozone fills the air, that electric smell most people have never experienced. But you know it well. Your name is Nikola Tesla. And something is wrong. Not wrong like a failing experiment. Wrong like an idea that's coming. One of those ideas that hurts because it's so big, that makes your hand tremble even before you pick up the pencil. And as you look at the wires in your lab, you realize something no human being before you had ever noticed. Stay until the end, because tonight changes everything. Tesla wasn't a quiet man. He slept 3 hours a night, talked to pigeons as if they were old friends, and had a photographic memory of every book he ever read. By 1899, he had already invented the alternating current motor, the one Edison swore would never work. He had already created the Tesla coil. He had already illuminated the Chicago Exposition with alternating current, defeating Edison himself in the battle of the currents. But Tesla was never satisfied, because in his mind, there was an idea bigger than all the others combined. What if electricity didn't need wires? That was the question, simple as that. But no one had seriously asked it. Tesla looked at the Earth and saw a giant conductor. The entire planet as an electrical cable. If you could create the right resonant frequency, an electrical vibration synchronized with the Earth itself, energy could travel through the ground, the seas, the air. Anyone, anywhere in the world could receive electricity for free. No cables, no local power plants, no electricity bills. He called this the world system. And in 1899, he genuinely believed he could build it. Can you imagine what that would mean? In 1899, most American homes didn't have electricity, and Tesla wanted to give energy to the whole world, for free. A few months before that night, you were in Colorado Springs, on top of a hill, with a laboratory that looked like a metal castle. And you turned on the machine. Reports say that the lightning bolts that came out of the laboratory were 40 meters high, that the artificial thunder could be heard 40 kilometers away, that the residents thought the end of the world had arrived. But the most incredible thing wasn't that. 40 kilometers away, 200 light bulbs lit up, without any wires, powered by the electric field you created in the Earth's soil. For the first time in history, electrical energy had traveled without cables. And it worked. That night in Colorado Springs, you knew it was possible. You knew it was going to change the world. The problem was the money, and a man named J.P. Morgan. Morgan asked where he would put the meter, where he would charge for usage. Tesla had no answer. Because for him the question was absurd. Energy should be like air. For everyone, for all ages. Funding was cut. The Wardenclyffe Tower, the heart of the project, was demolished in 1917 and sold as scrap to pay debts. Tesla died in 1943, in a New York hotel room, practically forgotten. But the idea didn't die. Today, companies and laboratories around the world are testing exactly what Tesla envisioned that night in 1899. Sometimes the world isn't ready for an idea. Sometimes the idea is waiting for the world. Tesla didn't want to be famous. He wanted his idea to be real. And now you know what most people will never stop to understand. The history of great inventions isn't about genius. It's about what the world decides to accept or destroy. If this kind of story makes sense to you, there's a red button below. Press it. Because next week we're going to delve into the mind of another person who was also considered crazy until he wasn't anymore. 2.389. You're still in New York. Outside, the city doesn't stop. The streets are lit, streetcars crisscross the avenue. People hurry under lampposts that only exist because you, years ago, proved that alternating current worked. New York is yours. And at the same time, it never was. You've lived in the Hotel New Yorker for years. Same room, same floor, same window overlooking the city you helped illuminate. At night, when the lights come on outside, you don't see beauty. You see waste. Every lamppost, every wire dangling between buildings, every cable buried under the asphalt of Manhattan is a reminder that the world still does things wrong. You know how to do without any of that. You always have. New York in 1900 is a city that believes in progress. Skyscrapers are rising. The subway is being dug. There's an energy in the air, a feeling that anything is possible if you have enough money and the right name. You have the name. You never had the money. And in this city that's racing toward the future, you walk the streets with a folded blueprint in your coat pocket, the blueprint for a tower that will change everything. If anyone believes in you. The lab is on Houston Street. Small, hot, full of equipment that no one but you fully understands. You go in. You close the door. The noise of New York disappears. And here, in this electric silence, you are who you've always been. Not the famous inventor, not Edison's rival, just a man with an idea that can't stop growing inside his head. You sit down, you pick up the pencil, and you start drawing again. This city will continue without you one day. The wires will still hang between the buildings. People will still pay for the light you could have given for free. But the idea will continue too, because true ideas don't disappear, they wait. And New York, with all its lights on, is living proof that a man alone in a laboratory can change what the whole world accepts as normal. You were that man once, and inside that room, with that pencil in your hand, you still are. If you've made it this far, you already understand something most people ignore. Behind every light in this city lies a story no one has properly told. Next week, we'll be back. Same city. Another story New York tried to swallow. The button is there. Press it,